Up? What's good? What's good, everybody? How we all doing? Oh man, we got a lot of people on here. Love from Ireland. Can't wait to move to the USA one day. It's always my dream. Haven't decided. Oh man, wait. I haven't decided where OA gonna make move. Oh my goodness, man. Wow. Well, thank you all so much for coming on here. My name is Jason Joseph. As always, this is Play by Play with JJ. Doing another Sixers game tonight, man. We got another game where, look, this is the time for the Phillies to just show off their firepower. I know that they did it in the first game of the Miami series, but it was really just that one game, and that was honestly like one of my biggest concerns was that they were gonna just put up 15 runs in just that one game, and they weren't going to be able to spread that. Like they weren't going to be able to sustain that. And I was a little bit nervous, and I was a little bit hesitant about that, But, hey, it's a new series now. Okay, 4-8 is not an ideal start to start the season, especially for the Phillies. But, hey, I mean, would I rather take 12-0? Of course I'd rather take 12-0 like the Tampa Bay Rays. Yes, of course, but there's a long way to go. And tonight, hopefully, we see a little bit of change. I think that that's a good place to lead things off. Let's go. What's up, Sports Boy? We're in the chat. Carter, man, thank you so much for coming on here. Did they win last night? No, they did not. They lost the series against the Miami Marlins. Is my mic a little bit too loud? Sometimes I feel like I hear myself a little bit too loud in my ear. But, yeah. No, they did not win yesterday. They lost in extra innings to the Marlins, and it's crazy because they're taking on the Cincinnati Reds again, and this was a team that they played last week, and they ended up losing that, they ended up winning that series. They took the first two games, and then they lost Sunday's game, and then the Reds got swept by the Braves, which is really funny to me in a lot of ways. Hi, dude. Who do you think that the Phillies will win tonight? I do. I mean, I'm happy that Bailey Falter's out there. You know what's really crazy? If you were to tell me that Bailey Falter and Matt Strahm would be your best starting pitchers to start the season off, I would have laughed in your face. Oh, man. So I don't know, man. Look, we gotta. I think that tonight we bounce back, but the problem is, okay, so that we have Nick Lodolo out there on the bump for the Reds, and the last time that we played Lodolo, even though we came back to win in the 9th inning, this dude went 7 innings against us. He had a shutout, and he had 12 strikeouts. So, I mean, it's gonna be tough. I know that he is good stuff, but hopefully we have a bounce back performance. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just hoping that we have a bounce back performance against him. All right, let's get to the starting lineup, shall we? First of all, if you're new to my channel, as always, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bell icon so that way you know A, when I either go live, or B, like when I upload for going live for Phillies casts, for Sixers casts, for Flyers, and for Patriots ones as well. We cover all these teams. Even though we didn't do any Flyers games this year, we still have Flyers podcasts that we've done, and we're going to be coming out with even more stuff. You just subscribe. Shout yourself out, Aiden! Aiden! You just subscribed. Also, yes, if you subscribe to my channel, I will be sure to give you a shout out, because that's what I do on here. Okay, so, I forgot that we have to get the live stream going, or we got to get the game going. I mean, the live stream is going, but, I got to get the game on. Okay, so here we go. So, for the Phillies, they're in Cincinnati. They're playing at Great American Ballpark today. I also have to update the score bug once we get the first out. So, here comes Bryson Stott. We literally just got started in the nick of time. I didn't even get a chance to talk about the starting lineups. My mistake. Got a little bit distracted. Bro, I just patched 85 max free. That's pretty cool. Oh, my goodness. All right, so Bryson Stott will be leading things off for the Phillies. Then after him, it'll be Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber. Lodolo winds up, and the first pitch is taken at the knees for a called strike. A fastball at 93 miles per hour, and we're underway at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time. No balls, 1 strike to Stott. And the 0-1 pitch, that is lined foul towards the third base side. So after Stott, it'll be Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, who's playing out in right field, and then JT is batting 5th behind the plate. Alec Bohm is batting 6th, playing over at first base. And we'll get to the rest of the lineup in just a few seconds. The 0-2 pitch, it's a little bit outside and high for a ball. So then, after Alec Bohm, who's playing over at first, we have Josh Harrison at the DH spot, Edmundo Sosa at third base, and Jordan Pache in center field. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. And there's the first strikeout of the inning. So Stott goes down swinging, and Trey Turner will come up for the Phillies. You should be a professional announcer. Thank you, man. You know, I always tell people that I used to call minor league baseball games. I graduated from Rowan University last year. It's like in New Jersey, not that far from where I live. And I called games for the Wilmington Blue Rocks and for the Delaware Blue Coats. All right, so Trey Turner's first pitch. That's a line drive out to center field for a base hit. And how about that? A 1-out single by Trey Turner. You know what's funny? It seems like every single time that he comes up and he bats in the second spot, he just always gets on. So maybe this is a comfortable spot for him. All right, let's update the score bug. And then, there we go. Nice. All right, that'll bring up Kyle Schwarber now. And Schwarber takes the first pitch on the outside corner, according to the home plate umpire, David Rackley. And it's an 0-1 count to Schwarber. So Stott struck out. Turner just singled to center field. And Kyle Schwarber's behind in the count 0-1. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 0-1 pitch. It was a curveball that was way out of the zone, and Schwarber went around for strike 2. Schwarber yesterday went 0 for 4. He struck out in his last at-bat. Actually, scratched that. He went 0 for 3, but he got on with a walk. No balls, 2 strikes. The throw back over to first base is not in time. And Turner dives back in there safely. So Stevenson is actually over at first base today. And Kurt Casali, that is behind the plate. Aw. The 0-2 pitch. A little bit outside. A curveball at 80 miles per hour. You guys are so sweet. You guys are so cool. So Schwarber laid that pitch off. Lodolo with the 9th pitch coming right up. The 1-2 pitch. Good take by Kyle Schwarber for him to take that one up high and outside. And he thought about swinging at it and almost got rung up on it. So Turner's over at first. Schwarber does call for time. And he will step out of the batter's box. On deck is Nick Castellanos. So DHing for today is Josh Harrison. He's batting in the 7th spot. Schwarber's batting 3rd, and Castellanos is batting 4th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Lodolo looks back at first base in the 2-2 pitch. It's way outside for a ball. So what was an 0-2 count is now a 3-2 count. Ten seconds left on the pitch clock. It's a full count to Schwarber. And the payoff pitch. Way outside for ball 4. And Schwarber gets on with a walk, and that'll put Turner over at second base. And Castellanos comes up. So he went with 3 straight curveballs that were way outside. And, well, it seems like that hasn't really been a good pitch for him so far in this game. Just does not have the confidence with it. Nicky C coming up, playing in his former ballpark. Hi, Icy. And the first pitch to Castellanos. He lines that one out to center field for a base hit. Turner's going to be rounding third base. He's going to come in to score. And Schwarber goes into second on an RBI single by Nick Castellanos. He took that one right back up the middle. It was a fastball over the middle of the plate, and he just smashed it into center field. This is how he welcomes back Great American Ballpark. And it's a 1-0 Phillies lead on the RBI single by Castellanos. I mean, just good for him staying with that pitch and making it look so easy. And that'll bring up JT Realmuto. 1 out in the top of the first, and Realmuto grounds that one foul behind the plate. So just to recap, Stott struck out to get the first out of the inning. Turner got on with a single. Schwarber walked, and then Castellanos had an RBI single, and now it's a 1-0 lead for the Phillies. And the 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball right over the middle, and there's the throw over to second. There's one. The throw back to first was a little bit off the line, and Schwarber grounds into Realmuto, I should say, grounds into a 6-4 putout, but that would have been a 6-4-3 double play. Schwarber does go over to third base. Castellanos was out at second base. It was a good play by a Barrero to just make the underhanded toss, but then the throw was offline by Kevin Newman. So that'll mean that there's 2 outs now, and Alec Bohm comes to the plate. Runners are at the corners. The Phillies really struggled with getting runners home in scoring position in the last series, besides the first game. Alrighty, the first pitch to Bohm. He takes it way up high for a ball. All right, I'll get to that during the break. I saw your comment, Sports Boy. I'll get to it. 13 seconds left on the pitch clock. Lodolo in a little bit of a jam. Bohm in the batter's box. Runners at the corners. And the throw back to first is not in time to get JT. Jonathan India, who will be leading things off for the Reds in the bottom of the first. He's not playing at second base today. He's the DH. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on a high heater that was up high and outside. So Bohm is tied up in the count 1-1. He's batting .333 on the season. He had the 6 RBI game on Monday night against the Marlins. And the 1-1 pitch to Bohm. Swing and a miss on a curveball that was in the dirt. 81 miles per hour. It certainly fooled Alec Bohm. So Lodolo went with a high fastball that was outside and high. And then he went with a low curveball that was inside and then went in the dirt. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-2 pitch. That ball was hit out to right center field. And they'll pan over to the right side, and making the catch is Will Myers for out number 3. But the Phillies do get 1 run on the RBI single by Nick Castellanos. They leave 2 runners at the corners, and we'll go to the bottom of the first inning. The Reds are coming up. Phillies lead 1-0. All right, so Bohm flew out to right field. All right, what's going on, guys? How are you guys doing today? I'm having myself a really good day. It's a beautiful, beautiful day outside. It really is. So my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ, right? Where we cover Sixers games, we do Phillies games, and we do Patriots games. And we also do podcasts for the Flyers, the Sixers, the Phillies, and for the Patriots. So make sure that you make sure you subscribe if you enjoy my content, if you love my play-by-play analysis. And yeah, I can't really speak today. So why haven't I done any Flyers games? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Number one is because they haven't been so good this year, okay? That's number one. Number two is I was fine with, doing Sixers games, in the very beginning. So I started my channel about 4 months ago, and I wanted to, take it a little bit at a time, and I felt more comfortable doing Sixers because I did a lot of basketball games, and I know that it kind of sounds a little bit weird because I really should be doing hockey because that's the one thing I want to get better at. But the Sixers, it was just easy for me to follow, and I thought to myself, I might as well do something that I'm comfortable with, especially when I'm starting out. So I did that. And then I also finished off the regular season for the Patriots. So then after I was done with NFL films, it was definitely it was a little bit of a transition where I said, now I gotta I got to do this more and more and more. So, and I knew that for a couple of weeks, or maybe even for a month, that this was going to be tough, like doing Phillies games and doing Sixers games. And, we're going to have to deal with it for a month, but it's going to be a lot of fun. The more games we do, the better. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it. All right, Bailey Falter's out there on the bump. I have to stop babbling about myself. Hockey's the most difficult, especially for radio, it is. All right, Jonathan India will lead things off for the Cincinnati Reds. Again, he's the DH today. Bailey Falter out there on the bump for the Phils. The first pitch is up high and outside for a ball. Spencer Steer waits on deck. He's playing over at third base. And Stuart Fairchild out in left field today. The 1-0 pitch by Falter. It's grounded foul towards the third base side. And that makes it a 1-1 count. So after Fairchild, batting cleanup is Tyler Stevenson, and he's playing over at first base. Will Myers is out in right field, and Nick Senzel is actually making his 2023 season debut today. The 1-1 pitch, that's lined out to left field. That's going to go all the way towards the wall. Pache plays it on the hop, and India will go into second base with ease with a stand-up double to lead things off. How about that? So, just to recap, it's India, Steer, Fairchild, Stevenson, Myers, Senzel, and then after that, it's Kevin Newman, Kurt Casale. Newman's over at second. Casale's behind the plate. And Jose Barrero, who will wrap things up, batting ninth. And just to recap that pitch, it was a pitch that was like down the middle. Love the Flyers, but they're absolutely... I feel you. Listen to my Flyers podcasts. I rant. All right, so Spencer Steer comes up, and the first pitch is up high and inside for a ball. More viewers every day. Just more content, man. I'm trying to grow the community. That's what it is. We're a community. The 1-0 pitch is up high and outside for a ball. We're really actually a family. That's how I look at it. I think that there's a difference between community and family. 12 seconds left on the pitch clock. India takes a lead over at second base. Falter winds up, and the 2-0 pitch. It's up high and inside. The throw over to third base is going to go all the way out to the outfield. So India took third, and he's going to easily come in to score, and we have a tie ball game. A throwing error by JT Realmuto that got past Alec Boehm, and it's a 3-0 count to Steer. Nobody on, and it's a 1-1 game. That was actually Edmundo Sosa over at third base. I stand corrected. Boehm is over at first. Good job by India to take off on that pitch, but the throw, it looked like it was a little bit high, but even so, Sosa maybe should have had that. The 3-0 pitch, it's at the knees for a called strike. So it's a 1-1 game. 3 balls, 1 strike to Spencer Steer now. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 3-1 pitch up high and inside for ball 4. A leadoff double. A stolen base by Jonathan India. And a throwing error that they're going to call it on JT Realmuto. And then Steer got on with a walk. And that'll bring up Stuart Fairchild. So sitting tonight for the Cincinnati Reds will be... TJ Friedel. He gets the day off. Fairchild lines that one foul to right field, and it goes well into the seats. It did escalate quickly. It did. I'm surprised that it isn't updated yet. The 0-1 pitch, a ground ball over to shortstop. This could be 2. The throw over to second, there's 1. The throw over to first is not in time. Fairchild beat it out by a mile. It's an E5. Okay, thank you. Okay, so they just switched it. All right, good. Thank you. Thanks. So that is a 6-4 fielder's choice. All right, good, because I didn't really know how they were going to do it. I thought that maybe that they were going to give it to JT, but it could have gone either way, to be honest with you. Here comes Stevenson, and he takes the first pitch at the knees on the inside corner for a called strike. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Billy Falter looks back at first base in the 0-1 pitch. It is just a little bit below the knees, according to David Rackley. That looked like it was all plaque there. But nonetheless, it's a 1-1 count to Stevenson. It's a 1-1 game. I don't know why the score isn't updated yet. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup that was over the heart of the plate. Right down Broad Street. Even though they're in Cincinnati. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 1-2 pitch to Stevenson. That's fouled back towards the screen. There we go. Sorry that it didn't upload. I just refreshed it. All right. 15 seconds left on the pitch clock now for Falter. He's gotten into a little bit of a jam, and he just gave up a run. 8 seconds left. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a high 91-mile-per-hour fastball that was also inside, and Stevenson went whacking after that one. So there's out number 2. Steer's still over at first base. Or Fairchild. Scratch that. Because Steer was out on the fielder's choice. I'm out of it today. Here comes Will Myers. Will Myers takes the first pitch way up high for a ball. On deck is Nick Senzel, the left-handed center fielder, who is making his 2023 debut for the Reds. 12 seconds left on the pitch clock. It's 1 ball, no strikes to Myers. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. That looked like the same pitch that got Stevenson swinging to strike out. And that'll make the count even at 1-1. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Myers batting 175 on the season, but he's raised his batting average since the Phillies faced him. And the throw over to first base, they're going to try to pick off Fairchild, and the throw over to second is in time. And Fairchild is out on the tag by Trey Turner. And that'll do it. So we go to the top of the second inning. It's a 1-1 ball game. And the Phillies will be right back. Wow. Well, hey, at least we're not the only team making the same base running mistakes. All right. If you guys are new to my channel, first of all, hello. Hi, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ, where we cover Sixers games and Phillies games as of right now. We're doing Sixers playoffs. We also do Patriots games, and we talk about the Flyers as well. But if you like my content so far, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell icon so that way you know when I go live or when I upload. What's up, JJ? What's up, Josh? Thanks for coming on here, man. How far do I think the Sixers will go? Well, I always tell people that they can reach the finals, just like anybody. But how far do I think that they're going to go? I need to see Joel Embiid. They go as far as Joel goes. Like, it's that simple to me. If Joel is not giving you 35 points in a game in the second round, unless you're getting like 29 from Maxey and like 30 from Harden, you're probably not going to win, you know? So I think that, to just put it shortly, this team can go to the finals. I just think that with the way that Boston is constructed and with their coaching staff in Milwaukee, like, they stand a better chance. But the Sixers, they can go. Like, they have the team. And it's weird because they are just such a star-powered team compared to these other teams. And that's the one thing that I can understand, but I also am not, like, necessarily a big fan of, because I like a well-balanced team. Like, I love a good bench and, like, really good starters, but, like, a bench that just makes sense, that has an identity. The identity for the Sixers is to just give the ball to Joel Embiid and just pick and pop with James Harden. Let shooters get wide open looks. And if they're not knocking down their shots, it's going to be tough. All right. Here we go to the top of the second inning. It's a tie game at 1-1. And there's a 2-0 pitch that was taken on the inside corner for a called strike by Josh Harrison. So 12 seconds left on the pitch clock. Harrison batting in the 7th spot today. The 2-1 pitch. That's fouled back towards the home plate net. So Lodolo has 22 pitches. He gave up an RBI single to Castellanos, who continues to hit the ball really well for the Phillies. Harrison this season is 3 for 14. The 2-2 pitch. He swings and misses on a fastball that was nowhere near the strike zone. And Lodolo gets his 2nd strikeout on the day on Harrison's swing and miss. Edmundo Sosa will be introduced as the 8th hitter for the Phillies in their lineup. I missed it. What about the Twins-Yankees game? You'll have to tell me what happened. Here's Sosa, and Sosa will take the first pitch at the knees. It was a curveball at 78 miles per hour, and it was placed perfectly. The 0-1 pitch, that's taken way outside for a ball. Sosa batting .261 on the season, 1 home run and 4 RBI, I should say, 6 runs as well. There's a ground ball into the hole, into left field. It just got by Barrero and Spencer Steer, and it found a little bit of daylight into left field, and there's a single by Sosa. Well, that's one way to get yourself on base. He just was able to just poke it through the third base shortstop side, and it just got into left field. Oh, the game didn't happen yet? Oh, wow. Christian Pache comes up. I think I always say Jordan Pache. Christian Pache. And the first pitch is way up high for a ball. Who's the favorite today? The favorite, I think, coming into today, they didn't even show it on here. I don't know. It should be the Phillies, but I don't know. Throw back over to first base to keep Sosa in check, and Sosa gets back safely without even diving. On deck is Bryson Stott. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 1-0 pitch. That's taken way outside for ball 2. A changeup at 87 miles per hour. Be really nice to see Pache try to get on here. Thompson continues to sit Marsh against lefties. The 2-0 pitch, that's lined into right center field for a base hit. And rounding second base and going over to third will be Sosa, but now Pache is caught in the rundown. Over at first base, the throw over to third is not in time. Good job by Sosa to distract the first baseman as he threw it right over to third base and was taking a very big lead off. Pache almost got caught into a rundown, and he gets in there safely. Thank goodness. Nice recognition by Sosa to just be about a quarter of the way over to home plate, and then he just got back in there safely. Man, that saved them. And Sosa made up for his error. So Stevenson threw it over to third base. To be honest with you, kind of question why he did that. But nonetheless, runners at the corners, 1 out in the top of the 2nd inning. That was really weird. When you don't play first base every day, it's really hard to judge those things. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball that was 94 miles per hour. So Pache got on with a single, and then Sosa was going over to third base. Pache took a wide turn, got caught into a rundown. Sosa tried to distract the fielders, and Stevenson threw back over to third base, and Sosa was back in there safely. The 0-2 pitch, that is fouled off towards the third base side, and it goes out of play. I'm subscribed to all your videos and have notifications on. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Aiden. I appreciate that, man. If you guys like my videos, as always, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. If you like me, if you love my energy, feel free to do that. The 0-2 pitch, that's fouled off towards the third base side, and it goes way out of play. So Stott this season batting .286, and he's 4 for 14 with runners in scoring position. .286 is with runners in scoring position. His batting average is a lot higher than that, batting over .400. Throw back to first base. Again, not in time to get Pache. Good-ass energy, boy. Thank you. I care about that. 12 seconds left on the pitch clock, and now time is being called by Kirk Casale here. So he just wants to go over signs with Lodolo. And that's what he does, and now everybody goes back to their spots, and by everybody, it's just Casale. Sometimes I do that. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Stott still up at the plate. Runners at the corners for the Phillies. It's tied at 1-1. The 0-2 pitch is way up high for ball one. 94 miles per hour on the gun. Lodolo had 12 strikeouts the last time he played against the Phillies, which was last Saturday. Pache dances over at first base. The 1-2 pitch to Stott. And he lines it foul. And he stays alive again. I wonder if Bryson Stott actually leads the league in two-strike foul balls. He has to stay healthy, man. Derek Hall has to stay healthy. He does. He's out for a couple months. But I do like him. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock on the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball that was outside and in the dirt. And that's the third strikeout by Lodolo. And Trey Turner comes up now for the Phils. So Stott went fishing. And just did not swing at a good pitch. Trey Turner comes up. He singled back in the first inning to get the first hit for the Phils. He's batting second today. The first pitch he sees is taken way up high in this at-bat for ball one. Great American Ballpark. That's where the Phillies are going to be for the next 4 games. Well, 3 after this one. The 1-0 pitch. Check swing. It was inside and low, but did Turner go? They appealed no swing. That makes it a 2-0 count. Lodolo winds up in the 2-0 pitch. Check swing again. It was the same pitch, but did he go? And they appeal. They appeal swing that time, according to the first base umpire, Jeremy Riggs. Forgot to mention that the umpires, we have David Rathley behind home plate, Jeremy Riggs at first, Edwin Moscasco over at second, and over at third is Chris Guccione. And Turner will pop this one up, but thankfully it goes into the 6th row behind home plate, and it's a 2-2 count. So he fouls that pitch off. Turner is the 5th batter to come up in this inning. Bailey Falter will be going back out there for his 2nd inning of work after the conclusion of this inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lodolo looks back over at first, and the 2-2 pitch to Turner. He held his swing on an outside pitch, and now it makes it a full count. Another curveball. And he's been in love with the curveball tonight. Schwarber waits on deck. Runners at the corners for the Phillies. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 3-2 pitch to Turner. It's down low for ball 4, and that'll load the bases. So Turner goes over to first. Staying put over at third is Sosa, and now Pache goes into second base. And we have a timeout on the mound as the pitching coach will be going out there to talk things over with Lodolo here. Did I really get rid of that paper? Oh, wait, no, here it is. Is this it? There it is. Pitching coach. I wanted to see Derek Johnson. Yeah. Who just texted me? Oh, that's my family chat. Oh, thank you for the subscription. If you just subscribe to my channel, if you want to shout yourself out, you totally can do that. I just don't always get the notifications on my phone as I do this. All right, Schwarber coming up with the bases loaded. Sosa over at third, Pache over at second, and Trey Turner over at first base. There's 2 outs in the top of the second inning. This is a huge at-bat for Schwarber. And the first pitch, he lays off the outside and low curveball for a ball. So they continue to throw the curveball to Schwarber here. 1 ball, no strikes in the 1-0 pitch. That's taken at the knees. It was a four-seam fastball that painted the end of the strike zone, the lower third. 26 pitches in this inning by Lodolo. It's been almost even for balls and strikes. 15 strikes and 11 balls. The 1-1 pitch. Well, according to StatCast, that was just on the higher third on the outside part of the plate. But not according to the home plate umpire, and it's a 2-1 count to Schwarber. Phillies have 4 hits on the day, but they've only driven 1 run home so far. The 2-1 pitch, that's grounded right over to first base. It's knocked down. The throw over to the pitcher, Lodolo, is in time, and he wins the race to the bag. So the Phillies leave the bases loaded, and we go to the top, or to the bottom of the second inning. Myers, Senzel, and Newman coming up. Come on, Kyle, man. Come on, Kyle. You got to be better than that, man. Runners, there's nothing, like, as a fan, and this is the fan in me, like, I would never, like, do this, like, during an actual, like, broadcast or anything, like, whatsoever. But the fan in me is just, like, when you guys, when you get runners on base, right? Like, you got to drive them in. You know? You got to drive in these runs. That's the name of the game. That's baseball. Yep, it is. That is baseball. If you guys are new to my channel, as always, I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. This is your man. This is your captain speaking. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes, like, with the things that just come out of my mouth, I'm just like, damn, like, where did that come from? I don't know. I'm used to, like, when I'm broadcasting games, the one thing that I also tell people a lot, right, is that it's it's hard, like, when you're calling a game, right, and I was doing that for, like 3 years for my school. I was doing it for the Wilmington Blue Rocks and for the Delaware Blue Coats, the NBA G League affiliate of the Sixers. They just won a championship about a week ago. And then the Blue Rocks are the high A affiliate of the Washington Nationals. Sometimes, like, when you're doing these games and you're talking so fast, especially for basketball, like, just to learn, like, how to slow yourself down and, like, how to do breath control and all that sort of stuff. It took me forever to figure that out, and I didn't realize it until I was, like, doing some of these games, and it was kind of like a workout, It's kind of funny. Here comes Will Myers to start off the bottom of the second inning. Bailey Falter back out there on the bump. And Myers takes the first pitch at the knees for a called strike. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 0-1 pitch to Myers. He swings and misses at the 89-mile-per-hour fastball. So Myers was up, and then Stuart Fairchild got caught into a rundown and was picked off over at first base. So Myers leads things off here in the bottom of the second inning, and he fouls the next pitch back towards the screen. Last season, Myers, in 77 games, he had 7 home runs and 41 RBI as he takes the next pitch down low for a ball. And he also batted .266. Senzel waits on deck. The 1-2 delivery by Falter. Swing and a miss. Oh, he just got a piece of it. Stand corrected. Wow. So it's still a 1-2 count. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock by Falter again. And the windup and the pitch. Fouled back behind home plate. And it hits the net again. I gotta tell you, this is a hitter's park. I've always wanted to go to Great American Ballpark. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider. That was 84 miles per hour. And it would have been a high strike regardless. So back-to-back strikeouts by Bailey Falter. And there's one out in the bottom of the second inning. Here comes Senzel. And the first pitch to him is way up high. So the Phillies will play tomorrow night at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Then they play on Saturday at 4:05. The 1-0 pitch. A curveball that was taken on the outside corner all the way by Senzel. Right at the knees. And then to wrap things up on Sunday, they will be playing at 1 o'clock. The 1-1 pitch. A little dribbler over to third base. And it's foul. We will not be on for Saturday's game. Still haven't made a decision yet as to if we're going to do tomorrow. Because I do have to get a day off. But we'll see. The 1-2 pitch to Senzel. On the inside corner. And it's called strike 3 on a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. Back-to-back-to-back Ks by Bailey Falter. That pitch was nothing. It wasn't a high heater or anything like that, but it was just located perfectly. Funny. Am I still on? I hope I'm still on. Right? First pitch is, and this at-bat is taken in there for a strike. The next pitch is swung on and missed on a slider. Am I still on? Okay, good. Thank God. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss again. And Falter will strike out the side. That's now 4 in a row that he has struck out, and we go to the top of the third inning. Made you look. No, I'm kidding. I'm such a kid. No, I knew that I was. I didn't really know if this was live because sometimes like I just see like a little freeze. I'm like, uh-oh. Oh, Jess. What's up, Jess? Thanks for coming on here. Happy to see you here. Icy Buckets. I'm happy that you're here too. Always. We got 20 people watching on here. For those people that are just tuning into me for the very first time, my name is Jason Joseph. And you know what I do? I call Sixers. I call Phillies games. If you like my energy, if you love my passion for the game, if you love listening to me talk, and if you love interacting with other people on here, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I see we just got one. We just got another subscriber. Shout yourself out. I mean, like, no pressure or anything, but that sounded a little bit harsh. I meant to say if you wanted to shout yourself out, because I don't get the notifications on my phone for some reason, make sure you do that in the chat, and I'll shout you out. Phillies have stranded 4 runners in scoring position through 2 innings. And, hey, if we want to go back to games previous to that, how many runners have they stranded in scoring position over the last 3 games? A lot. Ooh, excuse me. Those bats look so cool. As like the little, as the chimneys. I love that. That is actually really nice. I've never seen that before. Huh. I want one. Huh. That's cool. Castellanos comes up. He had an RBI single to give the Phillies what it was, a 1-0 lead. And, well, the first pitch, he just took it and almost hit him. It was at 96 miles per hour. He had to just dodge out of the way of it as it was almost right at his helmet. It was a single back up the middle. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss on a curveball that Castellanos was very early on. And the 1-1 pitch to Castellanos, a 79-mile-per-hour curveball that was right at the knees for a called strike. On deck is Real Muto. The 1-2 pitch. There's a line drive that just hooks foul. It hit the wall over towards the third base side, and it's a 1-2 count now. Castellanos had himself a very good series overall against the Marlins. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and another strikeout by Lodolo. It was a curveball that was down low and inside, and that's the fourth strikeout by Lodolo. So both Falter and Lodolo have been going at it against each other. It's been a duel. But still early on, Real Muto comes up. He grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat, batting just a tick underneath the Mendoza line with a 195 batting average, and the first pitch is up high and inside for a ball. Five seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 1-0 pitch to Real Muto. It's a fastball at the knees for a called strike. 93 miles per hour. Casali did a good job. The 1-1 pitch. A curveball. He went with that time that Real Muto swings and misses at. Off speed, and it landed inside and low. 1 out. Nobody on for the Phillies. We're in the top of the third inning. The Phillies are tied at 1 apiece in the beginning of this 4-game set against the Reds. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's now back-to-back strikeouts by Lodolo as Real Muto goes fishing after a curveball. That's something that Kevin Long has to try to work with the hitters on a little bit more, so that they don't swing at those bad pitches. But also good job by Lodolo to just utilize them. First pitch to Alec Bohm. That's taken way up high for a ball. It is a sunny day out at Great American Ballpark. You can see that the sun is shining towards the left field side. There's a couple of shadows out in right field. And the 1-0 pitch is inside for ball 2 to Alec Bohm. The weather's not supposed to be too friendly on Saturday. The 2-0 pitch. That time it's a called strike on the inside corner. Bohm's batting .326 on the season. Has a .565 slugging percentage. And the 2-1 pitch, way inside, almost caught a piece of the jersey. 3 home runs on the season for Alec as well. Nobody on 2 outs for the Phils. The 3-1 pitch. It's fouled back towards the screen. I could do that. I definitely could do that. That's a very good idea. I like that. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 3-2 pitch. There's a ground ball right through the hole into right field. It just got past the diving stop of Stevenson. And Bohm gets on with a 2-out single. He gets the thumbs up from the dugout. And well, after 2 strikeouts were delivered by Lodolo, Bohm gets on with an opposite field single. And now Josh Harrison will step into the batter's box. He's the DH for today's game for the Phils. Bohm over at first. We're tied up at 1 in the top of the third. Lodolo with the 62nd pitch coming on the afternoon, or on the evening, and the first pitch to Harrison is inside and low for a ball. on a curveball. Harrison struck out in his first at-bat on a high fastball that was also inside. Harrison played the Reds a lot when he was on the Pittsburgh Pirates. The 1-0 pitch. That's lined into the glove over at third base. Oh, my goodness. What a play over by Spencer Steer. I thought maybe it had a chance of going past him. But he just made the diving stop and threw it over to first in time for out number 3. I did not anticipate that coming. See, that's the one thing that is the curse about calling the game off of a monitor. When you think that a ball is hit so hard, you kind of have to give it an extra second to, figure out, where it actually is. And that's the one thing that I don't like about calling games off of a monitor, because then it gives you guys false optimism. And I don't want to give you that. I got to be honest. Just like I want to be honest with my family, I don't want to lie to my family. You guys are my family. Yeah. So for those of you that are new to my channel, how many people do we got on here now? I will honestly incorporate the scoreboards and all that sort of stuff into these casts. That's a very good idea. Got 19 people on here. Cool. Who is going to be JJ's 210th subscriber? That is the next question. If it's you, give yourself a shout out. But who? I wonder who it's going to be. I needed all that water. 7-0 Twins in the top of the first? What? Oh my gosh. It's still in the top of the first. Who's pitching? What? Brito. He pitched 2/3 of an inning, didn't even get a strikeout, and allowed 7 earned runs. That's funny. All right. Well, Bailey Falter goes back out there to work for the Phils as we go to the bottom of the third, and Casali will rip that one down the left field line, and it's foul, and it hits the left field net. The Baltimore Orioles, they beat the Oakland A's today 8-7. The Tigers and the Blue Jays, that game just got started. It's still scoreless in the top of the second inning. No balls, 1 strike to Casali, and the 0-1 pitch. Inside and high for a ball. So besides that, then we got Pittsburgh and St. Louis playing a little bit later at 7:45. That actually should be starting soon. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. Then after that, it's Milwaukee and San Diego at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time. The 2-1 pitch by Falter. There's a ground ball into left field for a base hit. Got in between Stott and Sosa. And that's a leadoff single. Start off the third inning. Rays won their 13th in a row. Did I miss that one? I did. Yep, that was the only game I missed. Rays won 9-3. All right. So what just happened? I'm on the wrong side of the scorecard. So Casali got a single, and Barrero comes up and fouls the first pitch off. Barrero batting in the 9th spot today. This is his first at-bats. Falter looks back at first base, and the 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball that was in the dirt and broke too soon. So, forgot to mention, too, that the single by Casali broke what was a 4-strikeout streak, if you will, for Bailey Falter. 1-1 strike to Barrero, and the 1-1 pitch. It is on the outside corner, a changeup at 84 miles per hour, and it's called strike 2. Yeah, they tied the record. 1-2 strikes. Falter looks back at first. Looks back again. And the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball over to shortstop. Turner, underhanded throw to second. There's one. The throw over to first is not in time. And Barrero beats it out by a little bit more than half a step. And that is a 6-4 fielder's choice by Barrero. One out in the bottom of the third. Jonathan India, who's DHing today, is leading things off for the Reds. There's a runner over at first base, and one out in the bottom of the third as the first pitch is down low and outside for a ball. Lodolo had like 67 pitches the last time I saw, and Falter only has 40. 1-0 pitch. Inside and low for ball 2. India has been starting to hit the ball really well. He's a really good hitter for the Reds. There's a reason why he bats leadoff. 2-0 pitch. Downstairs and outside for ball 3. So Falter can't find the strike zone in this at-bat. And hopefully he can try to get back into this at-bat here. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock and the 3-0 pitch. On the inside corner, a four-seam fastball at 90 miles per hour for a called strike. 8-0 Twins now in the top of the first. 3-1 pitch on the outside corner, not by much. A fastball, and Jonathan India not so happy with the call. Steer waits on deck. The payoff pitch coming in just a few seconds to India. And here it is. A ground ball over to third base. It's a slow roller. Sosa fields on the hop, throws over to first in time for out number 2. But Casawi does go over, or Barrero, I should say, goes over to second base. So that'll put him in scoring position with 2 outs, and Spencer Steer will come into the batter's box. Twins just scored another run. It's now 9-0 in the top of the first. Man alive. I wonder what their run streak is, or what their record is for the most records scored in the first inning. First pitch to Spencer Steer is taken for a high strike on the inside corner. Yeah, it's now 9-0. Barrero leads off at second. The 0-1 pitch. Way up high for a ball. David Bell, the manager for the Reds. There he is out there in the dugout talking to his players. The 1-1 pitch. That is lined foul towards the right field side. And it goes out of play. Then next to him is Tim Lamonte, the assistant hitting coach, along with Terry Bradshaw. And I don't think it's definitely not that Terry Bradshaw. Can you imagine though? 1-2 pitch. That is gonna be hit out to right field, and thankfully it hooks foul. Got a fair bit to go before they beat their best record for the most. That's 17 runs. Wow, that's their record. Well, they have 2 outs, and Buxton just got on. So that is funny. The 1-2 pitch to Steer. It is laid off, and man, that was not by much. An 87-mile-per-hour changeup that just missed the lower third of the strike zone on the outside corner. The 2-2 pitch to Steer. Another foul ball behind home plate. So Steer, who got on with a walk in the first inning and ended up being stranded, well, he's fighting off here. Barrero over at second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch by Falter. A ground ball into left field past the diving stop of Turner. Schwarber's throw to home plate will be cut off by Sosa. And there's an RBI single by Spencer Steer. A good piece of hitting. As Schwarber tried to make a good throw, it was just cut off by Sosa because there would have been no play at the plate whatsoever. And that makes it a 2-1 ball game for the Reds in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Falter's shaking his head no. It was another fastball that was down the middle, and it was a grounder, but just got past the diving stop of Trey Turner. Stuart Fairchild comes up and takes the first pitch way outside for ball 1. Fairchild batting .231 on the season with a .615 slugging percentage, but he has 1 home run and 3 RBI. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup. Oh, the Twins' run just ended, but 9-0 they lead as they go to the bottom of the 1st. Top of the 1st mercifully ends. Yeah, I saw that. The 1-1 pitch. It is flied out to right field, and it's foul. Again, in case you're just tuning in to me for the very first time, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. If you love my play-by-play cast for the Phillies, or if you are interested in learning about the Sixers and how I do with that, make sure you subscribe. The 1-2 pitch. It's laid off by Fairchild as he holds his horses. And it's a 2-2 count now to Fairchild. Falter with 56 pitches. This is the most pitches he's had in an inning so far. And the 2-2 pitch to Fairchild. There's a line drive out to left field. It drops right in front of Schwarber for another base hit. Stopping over at second base is Steer. And they go station to station. And Fairchild is over at first base with a single. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Tyler Stevenson now comes up. He struck out in his first at-bat, and now Falter is going to talk things over with everybody from the infield, and JT's out there as well. Bohm gives him a little glove on the back. Nobody else came out there. Caleb Coughlin Cotham just stayed right in the dugout. JT's going over signs with Falter here. Stevenson playing over at first base. Kurt Casale is behind the plate today for the Reds, who have a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. There's runners over at first and second with 2 outs. Steers at second, and over at first is Fairchild. The first pitch to Stevenson. That is lined into right field, and it drops right in for a base hit. And Castellanos bobbles it, and it'll just be an RBI single, but runners will be at first and third now. I don't know how he bobbled that. It was a bloop single out to right field, and it wasn't even hit that hard. Steer comes in to score, and Castellanos, got underneath his glove ever so slightly, and thankfully it didn't run away from him. But that wouldn't have stopped the runner from coming home to the plate, but it may have slowed up Fairchild, and maybe he would have stayed over at second. So it's now a 3-1 lead for the Reds. And here comes Will Myers now. And the first pitch is down low and outside for a ball. 28 pitches in this inning by Bailey Falter as he's given up back-to-back-to-back singles. And Myers will join that as well as he singles out into left field. Another run comes in to score. Stopping over at second base is Stevenson. It's an RBI single as Fairchild scores by Will Myers. And that makes it a 4-1 ball game. Still with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. And now Caleb Coughlin is going out there to talk to Bailey Falter. That was another fastball that was right down the middle. And again, they're not necessarily hitting the ball super hard, the Reds. They're just putting the ball in play. And as cliche as this sounds, when you put the ball in play, good things happen. Phillies have to try to do that a little bit more. 4-1 now. McKinley Moore warming up in the bullpen for the Reds. So just to recap, Casali got on with a single. Barrera would then ground into a 6-4 putout. He was safe over at first. India would then ground out to third. And ever since then, there have been 4 singles, including 3 RBI singles. So that'll bring up Nick Senzel, who struck out in his first at-bat and takes the first pitch at the knees, a fastball at 91 miles per hour. I almost said I don't know why I almost said 41. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Falter looks back at second, and the 0-1 pitch, way up high for a ball. Bailey Falter with the 1-1 pitch here. And that time it's popped in the foul territory behind the plate. Falter from Chino Hills, California. He's 25 years old. He stands at 6'4". He bats righty, but he throws lefty. Senzel struck out in the second inning. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock and the 1-2 pitch to Senzel. He lays off the breaking ball as it was downstairs. "13 seconds left on the pitch clock here. And the 2-2 pitch. That ball is popped up into the infield over towards Trey Turner. He takes 2 steps and then makes the final catch for the final out of the inning. But 8 men do come up to the plate as the Reds add on, and they get 3 runs, and they now lead it 4-1. Falter doesn't bat at all. Yeah, well, I mean, like before the whole thing happened. You know, before the DH and all that. But even still, like, you know, sometimes, like, I don't think it's happened yet, but I mean, if the benches are empty, you know, it's in extra innings, and every guy's a user, you're gonna have to use a pitcher. So that's how it goes. Still, that's the one thing. That's the one thing I do miss about the National League is I actually liked it when the pitcher would hit, and you would have to have more strategy because of the pinch hitter and all that sort of stuff. You mean when it was still baseball? Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It still is baseball, but it's different. You know? It's a different game. I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We go to the top of the 4th inning. If you're new to my channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Be sure to also hit the notification bell icon too, so that way you know when I upload or when I go live. 4 months, man. It's almost coming on 5 months. And continue to be very proud of the work that we put in. So, if you guys like my content and want to find out more stuff and want to continue to be on here for Phillies games or for Sixers games or even for Patriots games and all that sort of stuff, be sure you subscribe. Bailey Falter not happy with himself as he just slammed his glove on the bench in the dugout. 8-9-1 coming up for the Phillies. Lodolo back out there on the bump as he took a big break. And the first pitch is up high or on the upper third part of the strike zone for a called strike. And the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a 4-seam 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Can the Phillies try to add some runs here? maybe get one back. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 0-2 pitch to Sosa. He fouls it back towards the screen. There's Sosa with his left elbow guard. Lodolo with 66 pitches on the evening so far. And the 0-2 pitch to Sosa. He lines that one out to left field, and it drops in for a base hit. It is a fair ball. Had to double check. It stayed within the line, and Sosa gets on at second base with a double. Oh, that'll certainly help the Phillies here. Just kept it fair. Not by much. It was a little bit hard to see from the camera perspective as to if it, because you can't see the line from where the angle was. That's a better view. It actually just got a piece of the chalk. It did. Pache is coming up for the Phils now. Between Sosa and Pache, they are 3 for 3 combined on the day. That's funny. And Pache takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Pache singled back in the second. Nobody out, and Sosa's over at second base. He got on with a leadoff double. Pache takes the next pitch way up high for a ball. As Casali almost had to get into a standing position. Ten seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 1-1 pitch. It's taken on the inside corner. A 93-mile-per-hour fastball. And it's a 1-2 count now. That looked like it was a good pitch for Pache to hit, too. Lodolo with the 71st pitch coming right up. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout by Lodolo. And Pache goes down swinging. That's the 6th strikeout by Lodolo. He has had 18 strikeouts combined in these 2 outings against the Phillies so far. He had 12 in his first one on Saturday. And he's halfway there. And we're not even through the 4th inning yet. Bryson Stott comes up for the Phils. He's leading things off today. And the first pitch, he slices it foul towards the third base side, and it goes out of play. Stott is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, so that lowered his batting average to .404. He's still looking for his first home run. Lodolo looks back at second base and winds up with the 0-1 pitch. It's taken on the outside corner for a called strike. Come on, Bryson. Try to get a hit here, man. Sosa's over at second base. 1 out. And the 0-2 pitch to Stott stays alive as he swung at a high 94-mile-per-hour fastball that was right over towards the chest level of Stott. Ten seconds left on the pitch clock now. And the 0-2 pitch to Stott. He'll hit that one high to right field. Fairchild comes on, and he makes the catch with the second out. And he draws the throw over to third base, and well, Sosa will stay put. So that'll make it 2 outs. And I stand corrected. That was Will Myers. Fairchild is out in left field. I beg your pardon. Trey Turner now. He'll get a chance to try to get a run home for the Phillies. Can they try to at least cut the lead in half? Can they? First pitch, up high and inside for ball 1. Turner's also still looking for his first home run on the season. Sosa takes a big lead off at second. Lodolo looks back. And the 1-0 pitch to Turner. He takes it on the inside corner for a high strike. And to be honest with you, that did not look like a strike whatsoever. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Lodolo looks back at second, and the 1-1 pitch. That's way outside for ball 2. So the Pirates just started their game as they're taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. They just played, the Pirates that is, they played the Houston Astros. It's still scoreless in that game. The 2-1 pitch. Check swing. It was inside and low, and the first base umpire says that he did not go. Wow. Sosa got on with a leadoff double. Pache struck out, and then Stott flew out to right field. What's Turner going to do here? The 3-1 pitch. He swings and misses at ball 4. And that's strike 2. And, well, the camera operator thought it was strike 3. As he zoomed in. Or she. So it's now a full count to Trey Turner. And the payoff pitch. There's a ground ball over to shortstop. Barrero fields it on a hop and throws over in time for out number 3. Sosa, who had a leadoff double, gets stranded over at second base, and the Phillies leave another base runner in scoring position as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Turner used all his home runs in the World Baseball Classic. I was thinking about that too, my guy. I was. Oh, my goodness. All right. Let me take a very, very quick step off. I need to stretch for about 30 seconds, but I will be right back. All right, you guys? Thank you. I'll be right back. Nice. Alrighty, cool stuff. I needed that neck crack, and I needed some water, so that felt good. But you know what doesn't feel good? This game so far, as a Phillies fan, does not feel like it's a good start. But that's okay, because we still got more innings of work. That's why there's 9 innings. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Phillies trail 4-1. I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. If you're new to my channel, as always, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell icon too, so that way you know when I upload. Billy Falter's going back out there, even though he had a really tough inning in that 3rd inning. And the first pitch to Newman is taken for a ball. The second pitch is lined foul. I thought that the little boy over there made a catch, but he did not. So Newman was the only batter that didn't come up in that bottom of the 3rd inning for the Reds as they lead at 4-1. Newman spent a lot of time with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's playing over at second base tonight as India has the night off in the field. The 1-1 pitch, it's down low for ball 2. Twins just scored 2 more runs in the top of the 3rd inning. How about that? 2-1 pitch. That is lined over to second base. Stott fields it on the hop and throws over to first in time. Newman hit that one very sharply, and good thing that Bryson Stott was backed up a little bit because it would have been really tough for him to play if it was a little bit closer. Kirk Casali will step into the batter's box. Let's see what happened here in this game. Oh, Taylor homered again. That's his 2nd home run of the game. No balls, 1 strike to Casali. On deck is Barrero. Nobody on, one out. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed on a slider. That was down low. Not a big crowd at Great American Ballpark. There's some empty seats behind home plate. The 0-2 pitch, that's lined over to third base. Sosa fields it on a hop, throws over to first in time for out number 2. Good job by the defense to help out Bailey Falter here as both Newman and Casali hit the ball really sharply, but it was just right at Stott in that time. Edmundo Sosa. That'll bring up Jose Barrero. And the first pitch is way up high, a slider that did not break. And it's a 1-0 count. Phillies did score 1 run thanks to Nick Castellanos. That was back in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch is fouled back towards the net. There's Bryce Harper. He was on the field today for a little bit, and that is a good sign too. It's not just batting practice. He's starting to take the field a little bit as well now. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's a 1-2 count. It's good to see Harper was fielding those ground balls. I wonder if he's actually going to really come back and play first base, if that's the actual plan. 1-2 pitch. That's skied into center field. Pache on the run. Comes underneath it and makes the catch for out number 3. 1-2-3 go to the Reds, and we go to the top of the 5th inning. The Phillies down 4-1. They'll be right back. G5, and that is, they have 5-3, and then F8. We lost Harry Kalas 14 years ago today. I remember exactly where I was when I found out that Harry Kalas passed away. And I was so sad. I was, because he was like one of my idols growing up. And the one thing that I always thought that he did such a great job at, especially when the Phillies were doing really well, is even though he had this like very like low voice, he had like a very good energy about him. And when things were going really well, like people, I remember that I saw like a couple of years ago, there was like a little documentary. And somebody said that they weren't like even into baseball, but they just loved listening to Harry's voice. And so he was like the one person that I looked up to when I was growing up, because I thought to myself, you know, it's kind of cool how he's being the narrator for this game. And he's describing not only everything that's going on the field, but stories and that type of stuff. And that was one thing that really drew me into the Phillies, besides Ryan Howard and besides my dad and my grandma, you know, and going to the games with my dad. Like, those were the best days of my life. And my bar mitzvah too. But I would never forget those days. Falter did falter. Man. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I close out of the full screen? Whew. Top of the 5th inning we go. Can the Phillies try to get a run back? Let me know down below in the comments section if you think that the Phillies will score this inning. Got 15 people on here watching. Nice. Schwarber takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. In case you guys are new to my channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon as well. If you're watching me on Facebook Live, leave me a review and go follow me. Lodolo with the 0-1 pitch, and it's outside for a ball. Schwarber did show bunt at that pitch, but I think that was more of a defensive mechanism. Time is called by Schwarber. Schwarber has been really struggling as of lately. But we know that when it comes to June, this guy can fire the baseball. The 1-1 pitch. outside and high for ball 2. So we're in the top of the 5th. It's a 2-1 count to Kyle Schwarber. And the 2-1 pitch. It's taken on the outside corner at the knees for a called strike, a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Lodolo has gone 4 innings so far. He's allowed 1 earned run, and he has 6 strikeouts and surrendered 6 hits too. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They don't even appeal, so I guess that means no swing. And it does. It was outside regardless. Schwarber held his horses. The payoff pitch. Here it is. And Schwarber lines that one high and deep to right field. Forget about that one. It goes right into the castle. And that's a solo bomb out to right center field. That's home run number 4 on the season for Kyle Schwarber. 438 feet. He gives a little salute and gives Dusty Wathan a high five over at third base. Nice job. That was a fastball right over the heart of the plate, and that was like a cannonball that was blasted out to right field. This lineup sucks. As soon as you say that, Schwarber homers. I guess maybe you should keep saying that. And Castellanos will lift that one in foul territory, and it just goes over to the first base side and out of play. So it's a 4-2 ball game now on the solo home run by Kyle Schwarber. So he leads things off here in the 4th inning. Castellanos had the RBI single back in the first. The 0-1 pitch. It's taken inside for a ball. Oh, yeah, he broke 200. Yeah, he broke that ball. That was a missile. The 1-1 pitch to Castellanos. That looked like it was a high strike, but Castellanos takes it for a ball. Castellanos loved hitting at this ballpark. His numbers were so good here. The 2-1 pitch. That one is lifted out to right field. It won't have a chance, though, as Myers comes over to his right and makes the running catch for out number 1. So I should put that in this 5th inning. Solo home run. And then F9, that time by Schwarber. So here comes JT. He's behind the plate. And the first pitch, it's grounded on a hop over to third base, and it's bobbled by Steer. It goes out into left field. And JT Realmuto gets aboard. They're going to call it an E5. I believe it just bounced off of the glove of Steer. And it went all the way into left field. 1 out, and JT gets on at first base. So let's see if the Phillies can try to take advantage of that. Bohm steps into the batter's box. He singled in his last at-bat. Schwarber hit a solo home run to start the inning. JT then got on with an error, but before that, Castellanos flew out to right field, and here's Alec Bohm. The first pitch is up high. Excuse me. It's an 0-1 count. It was on the inside corner on the high part of the strike zone. The 0-1 pitch to Bohm. That's at the knees. A changeup at 87 miles per hour for a called strike. Lodolo with 94 pitches has himself some base runners. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock on the 0-2 pitch to Bohm. He lays it off as it was in the dirt and inside. Casali did a good job at blocking that pitch. He really did. Bohm is the tying run, even though we're still early on. 1 out in the top of the 5th. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bohm. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock and the 1-2 pitch. Way outside for ball 2. A curveball at 80 miles per hour. And Casali doing a good job at utilizing his wingspan, if you will, to just get over to the ball. He didn't even move over towards his right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Harrison waits on deck. And the pitch. A ground ball back up to the pitcher. There's one out at second base, and the throw over to first is in time. I thought maybe it had a chance of getting past Lodolo, and Lodolo fielded it on a hop, and that is going to go down as a 1-4-3 double play. And that'll end the inning, but the Phillies do get a run back thanks to a solo home run by Kyle Schwarber. And we go to the bottom of the fifth. The Phillies trail 4-2. A 1-4-3 double play. Good job by Lodolo to get to that. I thought it was going to get by him. Divine, thanks for coming on here, man. I appreciate it. What do I think of the pitch clock? Well, I mean, I've called games like with the pitch clock before. I did stuff for the Wilmington Blue Rocks. I know that you're new to my channel, so I used to call games for the Blue Rocks, who were the high A affiliate of the Washington Nationals. I graduated from Rowan last year, and I got an opportunity to call their games for 2 seasons in a rotation of people. And I also did that for the Delaware Bluecoats as well, who were the G League affiliate of the 76ers. So, but in regards to your question, I like the pitch clock because it does speed up the game. I just think that at the same time that sometimes like when I watched the game at the minor league level, it felt a little bit rushed, and that was the one thing that I didn't like. And the one thing that I enjoy, especially like what was I gonna say? The one thing that I really did like was the fact that I could like the ninth inning would get suspenseful, like if it was like bases loaded. Like the situation was just not timed and therefore it was more dramatic. This time, like with the clock, that's the only thing I don't like. And I'm hoping that they can try to fix that. I think that Rob Manfred is going to try to implement something like that because I know I'm not the only one that doesn't like that. That's the only thing that I don't like because I love the suspense. I love the guessing. Like the whole Shohei Ohtani and the Mike Trout at bat, like that was so cool. And every pitch mattered, and there wasn't a clock to rush it. You know? You can't rush moments. You keep score traditionally or just take notes? I have a little scorebook here, right? I don't know if you can see it because of the virtual background and because of the lighting. Let me turn off the lighting here. Nope, that makes it worse. Oh, maybe you can see it now. Yeah, so I have a little scorebook, and yeah, that's how I do it. I do it a little bit differently, though. 1 ball, no strikes to Jonathan India as he leads off the inning. And the 1-0 pitch is grounded foul towards the third base side. So Schwarber hit a home run back in the top of the fifth to cut it to a 4-2 deficit for the Phillies. And Billy Falters back out there for his 5th inning of work. India tied up in the count at 1-1. Falter with the windup and the pitch. A line drive right over toward, or it's back down by Bryson Stott. The throw over to first is in time. Bryson Stott did a good job at tracking that one down. He made a diving stop over there, and, well, he made a good throw over to first base. Watching from Houston. Oh, my gosh, Shady J, thank you, man. I appreciate it. If that was you who just subscribed, I appreciate it. Whoever just did that, I'll give you a shout-out. Shady, if that was you, shout-out to Shady, man. Spencer Steer comes up now, and there's nobody out. There's one out now in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the 0-1 pitch way up high for a ball. India grounded out to second base. He just subbed. Thanks, Harry. I appreciate it, Harry. The 1-1 pitch to Steer. That's lined foul towards the right field side. That one will go out of play. So Steer walked, singled, scored a run, and had an RBI as well. I appreciate you. My middle name is Harrison, by the way. That's a fun fact. 1-2 pitch. That's fouled right off of the left cleat of Spencer Steer. Yikes, that's got to hurt his big toe. That's no fun. Bottom of the 5th. And the 1-2 pitch to Steer. That is fouled back towards the net behind home plate. So it's a 1-2 count. And in case you're just joining us, well, the Phillies had a 1-0 lead thanks to an RBI single by Castellanos in the first, but then the Reds would get one back as the 1-2 pitch is fouled off. It would score on an E5 that was delivered by Edmundo Sosa, and India would score, tie the game up at 1-1. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Steer. That's grounded back up the middle for another base hit. And there's a 1-out single as Pache gets over to the ball, throws it over to the cutoff man, and a 1-out single will be delivered by Spencer Steer. So after that, there was no more scoring until the bottom of the 3rd inning, where Spencer Steer had an RBI single. Howard Stevenson had an RBI single as well, and Will Myers followed up with 1-2. But then the Phillies would get one back in the top of the 5th on a solo home run by Schwarber. Here comes Stuart Fairchild, and Fairchild grounds that one back up the middle. A nice diving stop by Turner, and Turner will be able to flip it out over to second base to get Steer. My goodness, Turner made a really good play, and I thought that was just going to get by him, but he just got there in time and flipped it right over to Bryson Stott for the force out at second. Wow. So that is a 6-4 fielder's choice by Fairchild, and Steer is out at second base. Nice job. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Now Fairchild over at first. And Stevenson comes up now. He delivered the last run by the Reds in that 3-run bottom of the 3rd inning. And the first pitch he takes is at the knees for a called strike, a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Stevenson 1 for 2. He's batting .302 on the season, has 7 RBI as well. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 0-1 pitch. It's outside and low for a ball. A slider at 84 miles per hour by Bailey Falter, who was about ready to throw his 90th pitch on the evening so far. Falter looks back at first, and the 1-1 pitch. Downstairs and inside, an 85-mile-per-hour slider. And Stevenson takes it all the way. So a very similar line by both pitchers here, except Falter's given up 4 earned runs, and Lodolo has only given up 2. The 2-1 pitch. Check swing. It was up high and outside, but the home plate umpire doesn't even appeal, as he admits that it was a check swing. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 3-1 delivery. On right over the middle of the plate, a curveball at 74 miles per hour. It's a full count, 2 outs, a runner over at first. Falter gets the signs from Realmuto and the payoff pitch. Lined foul and out of play towards right field. Aiden, thanks for coming on here, man. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of your night, my guy. Oh, what's up, Carter? 8 seconds left on the pitch clock to Stevenson and the payoff pitch. A ground ball into left field that gets right through the hole. Schwarber will get over to it, and runners will be at first and second. The only extra base hit that Falter has given up was the leadoff double back in the first by Jonathan India. Every other single hit has been a single. That's it. And Rob Thompson has seen enough, and he's going to go to his bullpen. Didn't see anybody warming up in the bullpen. They didn't pan over to that, but we do have a pitching change. As Falter's day is done, the runners over at first and second are still his responsibility. And the Phillies will be right back. And I will be right back. I'm going to take a quick stretch. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Nice. Carter. JJ Vape break. JJ vape break. A vape break. Sorry, I had a brother in my fraternity. His name. He every time I see the word vape, we call him Vape. That was his nickname. And he still likes us to call him that. So that was the first thing that came to my mind. Oh, man. If you guys are new to my channel, as always, first of all, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. If you love listening to me talk about the Phillies, if you love my play-by-play casts for Phillies, for Sixers, for Patriots, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. You know, I appreciate all the love and the support. You guys are all incredible, and I love you all. Andrew Bellotti will come in for the Phillies. So there's still runners over at first and second. And Will Myers will be the next victim to come to the plate for the Reds. As we are in the bottom of the fifth inning. Fairchild over at second base. And the first pitch. That is lined out to left field, but thankfully it is foul. Bellotti has done a pretty good job overall this season for the Phillies. Except in his last outing. He had a little hiccup as he gave up 3 runs. Excuse me. Bellotti looks back at second base. Phillies trail 4-2. And the 0-1 pitch. Oh, it looked like it was on the outside corner, but I guess not. And it's a 1-1 count. One ball, one strike to Myers. And the pitch. That's lined out to left center field. It drops in front of Schwarber for a base hit. Schwarber's going to throw over to home plate. And the throw is way off the line. JT Realmuto does make a jump and catch, but that's an RBI single as Fairchild comes in to score. And Myers will now be standing over at second base. I think that they're still going to rule it a single, but have to double check that. But we have runners at second and third now. And it makes it a 5-2 ball game on the RBI base hit. It was just a hanging breaking ball, and Myers has been seeing the ball very well as of lately. He started off the season very slow. Schwarber's throw was really high, and because of that, it almost got by JT. Nick Senzel comes up and swings and misses at the first pitch. So it's a 5-2 lead for the Reds. Let's double check here to see if they scored a single or a double by Will Myers. Alrighty. Senzel comes up. The 0-1 pitch. That's popped into shallow right field. Castellanos comes on. Takes a couple steps over to his left and makes the catch, route number 3. But an RBI base hit by Will Myers, and that'll put the Reds back up by 3 as they're up 5-2. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. So they did rule it an RBI single. Okay. And that run was responsible by Falter. Alrighty. Ugh, man. Come on, the Phillies got to wake up the bats, man. They're 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position today. And meanwhile, the Reds are 4 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Hey, Jess. Ugh, I had to let out a yawn here. Come on, I want to see the Phillies get some runs. That would be really nice. All right, Shady J just subscribed. I got that. See, sometimes I get the notifications, but other times I don't. We got 29 people on here. That means that if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? My name's Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We've been going at it for 5 months, almost 5 months. It's really been 4.5. But we do Sixers games, we do Patriots games, we do Phillies games. I always tell people that I could literally be calling your game. If you have a game in your backyard, I might be there. You better watch out, especially if you're in Jersey. But anyhow, if you like my content, if you like my vibe, feel free to subscribe. Oh boy, 5-2, man. Let me ask you guys something. Who do you think is going to win the division this year in the NL East? And why? Comment your thoughts down below. Also, for those of you that are basketball fans out there, because I do Sixers stuff and I will be doing the Sixers game on Saturday. How many games is the Sixers Nets series going to go? And do you think that the Nets have a chance of upsetting the Sixers? Here comes Josh Harrison to lead things off. He bunted the first pitch, and it's just foul. Young will be coming into relief for Nick Lodolo, so it'll be Alex Young, who faced the Phillies before. Alrighty. Yep. Actually, I think it hit off of Harrison's knee after it was bunted. Top of the 6th inning. Harrison's leading things off. And we had a little stoppage in play here as I believe that David Bell was going out there to see if he could review that if it was a fair ball or not. And I believe that they're going to try to see. Let's see here. Nope, everyone goes back to their spots. Bell wanted to talk things over. I think he was thinking about possibly challenging it, but decided not to. Young with the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on an 82-mile-per-hour curveball that was right at the knees over the center of the plate. Two pitches and 2 strikes for Young as he's on the relief for Lodolo. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup that was outside and low, and Harrison slams the bat down as he has to go back into the dugout for the first out of the inning. Good pitch by Young to go with the breaking ball, and wasn't going to throw him a fastball by any means. That'll bring up Edmundo Sosa, who is 2 for 2. He is singled and doubled. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the first pitch to Sosa is at the knees for a called strike. There's a couple iPads in the Phillies dugout as they're watching film on what just happened. So Harrison strikes out. There's one away, and the 0-1 pitch to Sosa is in the dirt. Up next on deck is Pache. And then after that, it'll be Bryson Stott. No balls, 1 strike to Sosa here. Or 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss on an 86-mile-per-hour changeup. Five seconds left on the pitch clock. Young, finally with the delivery. And Sosa will foul that one off. There were about 2 seconds left on the pitch clock. The Tigers are tied 1-1 against the Toronto Blue Jays in the top of the 4th inning. We'll go over other scores in just a second. As the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. It was a changeup in the dirt, and Sosa goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts issued by Alex Young here in the top of the 6th. So then, the Pittsburgh Pirates actually have runners over at first and second in the top of the 2nd with 1 out, and they have an opportunity to get the first run in that game against the St. Louis Cardinals. Here's Pache. He lines that one out to right field, and going over towards the warning track and making the catch is Will Myers on a line. And that'll do it. 1-2-3 go the Phillies, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Phillies trail 5-2. We'll be right back. Oof. Wow. They cannot score today, man. What's going on with the fightings, man? We got 26 people on here. I bet you all these that some of these people haven't subscribed yet. You should. You definitely should. What was I gonna tell you? I was gonna tell you guys something, and now I forget what it was. I had something in my head and it just popped out. That kind of makes me a little annoyed. Oh yeah, okay. So if you want to hear a little preview about what's gonna happen Saturday, so I for all the Sixers games that we're gonna be doing for the playoffs, right? I'm doing it a little bit differently than what I was doing. So because it's the playoffs, right? I'm doing a pre-recorded pregame show that I'm going to be recording live, right? I'll be playing the pre-recorded stuff live. I have a guest coming on, and I'm not going to tell you who it is. You probably don't know her, but she's a really great person, and I've worked with her before. And I don't want to spoil too much, but she's on the come up with broadcasting. So I'm excited for you to meet her, and I think that you'll get a kick out of the interview. And then after that, we'll go into break after about a half hour, and then we'll do the countdown timer, and then we'll just do the game, the Sixers game, Game 1. That's on Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. You don't want to miss it on Play-by-Play with JJ, man. You do not want to miss it, as we'll be on for that, and then we'll be doing a post-game show after the game. We will not be doing the Phillies game that day, unfortunately, because every Sixers playoff game, we're doing a pregame show, the game itself, and a post-game show. All right, McKinley Moore comes up for the Phillies to pitch, I should say. He's on the mound. And the first pitch is taken down low by Kevin Newman, as it was a called strike. So Senzel flew out to right field to end the bottom of the 5th inning. The 1-0 pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. Good pitch by Moore here. The 1-1 delivery. Oh, man, it hit him on the left shoulder. And Moore cannot believe it, and he goes down saying, "I'm sorry." And Newman's going to try to walk this off. It hit him right on the left shoulder. It was a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. The trainer's going out there with him just to make sure that he's okay. And he's walking over to first base, and he seems to be fine. But, man, that just got him on that left shoulder, the back area of the shoulder. Yikes. I was just going to say, McKinley Moore from Houston, Texas. He's 6'6". He's 24 years old. And he bats and throws righty. So a hit by pitch by McKinley Moore to start things off in the bottom of the 6th inning. That was to Kevin Newman. Kurt Casale comes up, and will take the first pitch at the knees for a called strike. We're here at Great American Ballpark. I'm not physically there. Man, I wish. I could actually probably be calling the game there because there's not that many people there. That would be kind of cool. 1-0 pitch. That is fouled back towards the net. Maybe once I get monetized, maybe I'll see if I can go to a game and just actually call it like this, in person. That'd be really cool. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the next pitch. It's taken on the higher third part of the strike zone for a called strike 2. Ugh. I'm going to have to stretch after this inning. The 1-2 pitch by Moore. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. And there's the first out by McKinley Moore. That's actually the first strikeout that the Phillies have had since the bottom of the second inning. That's correct. Yeah, it is. Wow. That was when Bailey Falter struck out the side. Then 8 men came up to the plate for the Reds in the bottom of the third. Barrero comes up, and the first pitch that he sees, he swings and misses at the off-speed pitch. Barrero 0 for 2 on the day. That's lowered his average to 185. Still has 4 RBI, though, on the season. The 0-1 pitch, that is lined out to left center field. It's going to split the gap and go all the way towards the wall. Hits the Old Spice sign. Rounding third and coming in to score will be Newman. It was cut off by Stott. And now it is a 6-2 ball game on an RBI double delivered by Barrero. So Newman scored all the way from first base, and Barrero gets his 5th RBI on the season, and that makes it a 6-2 ball game. A fastball that was over the middle of the plate, and Barrero had a very good swing, in stride and everything. And it split the gap and went all the way towards the wall. Here comes Jonathan India, who is 1 for 3 on the day. The first pitch that he sees is down low at the knees for a ball. Or down below the knees for a ball. Yeah, I said double, didn't I? Yep. So it's 6-2. Barrero takes a lead off at second base. And the 1-0 pitch to India. It's on the inside corner for a called strike. And that makes it a 1-1 count. Jonathan India now batting .311 on the season. Also has a .415 on-base percentage. 6-2. And that next pitch is going to hit Jonathan India. And I believe it also may have gotten a piece of JT too. It hit him on the left shoulder, and well, it's a 6-2 ball game now. Bottom of the 6th, and that'll put runners at first and second. Yikes. Hit him on the left elbow pad and got a little piece of the mask of JT. So India will get on for his second time today. And now time is called by JT Realmuto. McKinley Moore and Caleb Cotham are going to be talking things over here. The Phillies have surrendered 6 runs so far, as we're still in the bottom of the 6th. The Phillies only have 2 mound visits left, so they do have to be really careful here. Still in the bottom of the 6th, and there's plenty of time left. But I think now's a good time to talk about some of the other scores. So the Rays, they won, and they beat the Red Sox 9-3. And the Rays are now 13-0 on the season. So they're continuing their hot streak. And the Orioles, they won 8-7 against the Oakland A's. The Twins are up 11-0 against the Yankees in the bottom of the 3rd. Scored 9 runs in the first inning. And, well, the Phillies trail 6-2. Everyone goes back to their spots, and the first pitch to Steer is outside and low. Steer had a home run against the Phillies last weekend. It was in Game 3, or Game 2, I should say. That was the game that the Phillies came back and won. The 1-0 pitch to Steer. A ground ball back up the middle. Turner fields on the hop, has to throw over to first base, and it's in time to get that out. But there was no chance whatsoever that he was going to be able to get Jonathan India out at second base. So that'll put runners at second and third on the ground out. And Stuart Fairchild is due up. At least the 3-spot hitter is due up. And it'll be TJ Friedel coming in to pinch hit. TJ Friedel. Do you guys say Friedel or Friedel? I know it's pronounced Friedel. I learned that. I don't know why Friedel is just the one that sticks with me. TJ Friedel batting .350 on the season, 2 home runs, 3 RBI as well. Phillies trail 6-2. India over at second and over at third. Well, that's Jose Barrero. And the first pitch to Friedel is outside. Friedel. I did it again. Can't do that. Moore winds up and delivers the 1-0 pitch. That is way outside. A changeup at 88 miles per hour, and he's been losing his control. He has hit 2 batters. He has given up an RBI double to Jose Barrero, and it's a 6-2 game. The 2-0 pitch to Friedel. It's on the outside corner for a called strike. A changeup at 89 miles per hour. That caught the lower part of the outside of the strike zone. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. And Moore with the 2-1 pitch. It's a high strike. That's taken all the way by TJ Friedel. Ten seconds left on the pitch clock here. And the 2-2 pitch outside and low for ball 3. For the Phillies, they will have Stott, Turner, and Schwarber coming up in the top of the 7th inning. Can they keep it to a 4-run deficit? The payoff pitch. It's outside and low for ball 4. And that'll load the bases for the Cincinnati Reds. So TJ Friedel came in the pinch hit for Stuart Fairchild. And Tyler Stevenson, the cleanup hitter for the Reds, will be coming up. And the Reds are looking to add on some more runs here. Stevenson is 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles and an RBI as well. McKinley Moore with the first pitch to him. That is way outside for ball 1. Did I just say TJ Moore? I meant to say McKinley Moore. I have not had a messy stat sheet just yet. The 1-0 pitch. A curveball at the knees for a called strike. There's this one caster that I used to do games with. He never had that happen to him before, like where over 9 men came up to the plate. 1-1 pitch. That's lined over to shortstop, and this should do it. The throw over to first is in time for out number 3. So the Reds do add a run. But we go to the top of the 7th inning. The Phillies trail 6-2. We're going to take a very quick step off. I need to stretch. I also need to go get some more water. So I will be right back right before we go into the top of the 7th inning. So don't go anywhere. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-By-Play with JJ. As always, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe if you enjoy my play-by-play commentary. I will be right back in 40 seconds. All right, well, I just made it back in time. Here we go. Oh, man. All right, so we're in the top of the 7th inning now. And Bryson Stott comes up for the Phils. Alex Young still out there on the bump for his 2nd inning of work in relief for Nick Lodolo. And Stott will take the 2nd pitch at the knees for a strike. Didn't see the first pitch because I just came back on here, but they say it was a ball, so it's a 1-ball, 1-strike to Stott, who's 0 for 3 on the day. He has struck out twice and also flew out to right field. The 1-1 pitch. That's lined over to second base, fielded on a hop, and the throw over to first is in time for the first out of the inning. He hit it sharply just right over to Kevin Newman. And they played him the pull, and it worked. So the Phillies continued the struggle. That goes down as a 4-3 put out. Trey Turner comes up now for the Phils. They're down by 4, and Turner swings and misses at a changeup that was in the dirt at 85 miles per hour. On deck is Kyle Schwarber, who homered in his last at-bat. And Turner is 1 for 2 on the day, but he's gotten on base twice. 4 seconds left on the pitch clock on the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on another changeup. Timer was over the middle. And he was really early on the pitch. So that makes it an 0-2 count here. 2 seconds left, and the 0-2 pitch is outside and low for ball 1. Turner was batting leadoff for a little bit, but since Stott's been hot, he's been batting second. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 1-2 pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. The odds tonight, well, they say that the Phillies were plus 115. 2-2 pitch to Turner, and that's grounded foul towards the third base side. And now, well, the odds have changed, and the Phillies are now plus 1,200. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Young gets the signs from Casali and winds up and delivers the 2-2 pitch. That one is lifted out to center field. It's carrying back to the warning track, but there's plenty of room out there. And making the catch is Senzel for out number 2. Just about a step in front of the warning track as Turner flies out. And Kyle Schwarber comes up for the Phils. Favorite Phillies seasons, 80. 09 and 22, least favorite seasons. I see what you did there. Schwarber's up, nobody on 2 outs. And the first pitch, he takes it downstairs and maybe a little bit inside too for a ball. Young has been doing a good job at just getting these Phillies hitters to stay off balanced. The 1-0 pitch. That ball is popped up into shallow left field. And Steer goes into foul territory, over to his left, and makes the catch for out number 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night for the Phillies in the top of the 7th inning. And we go to the bottom of the 7th as they trail 6-2. I mean, the crazy thing about it is that they have just, even though they haven't gotten runners on base over the last couple of innings, they are just not cashing in. They've left 7 runners on base. And the Reds have left 7 runners on base too, but they're 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position. So, that has been the difference in this game so far. That is a P5. Oh, boy. You think that we can get to 215? I think we can get to 215. Be sure to smash that subscribe button. Smash the like button as well if you enjoyed my content, even though the Phillies are losing. That's okay. I like calling good baseball. I love Love baseball. Even though things aren't going our way so far. It can change within the blink of an eye, too. I've seen that happen plenty of times. And that's why you got to play all 27 outs. The craziest game. I showed it to my mom, actually, about a couple of weeks ago. I didn't see it live, obviously, because I was really young. But that comeback by the Cleveland Indians at the time, when they were down 12-2, or sorry, 14-2, that is, like, incredible. And it was 14-9 with 2 outs, which is even more incredible. And they came back and they tied it. And it's funny because if they would have had replay review, I was telling this to my mom, like I didn't realize this when I was watching until I was watching the highlights. If they would have had a full replay review, the guy that was over at first base with 1 out would have been doubled up because it was a 9-1 double play that would have ended the game. A fly out to right field and the throw back over to first base. So that was crazy. Here's Will Myers. He leads things off and he'll fly that one out to right field. And Castellanos catches it on a line and makes the first out here. Andrew Vasquez, who is in his 5th game of the season. He's 1-0. He has a 1.23 ERA. And 7 1/3 of an inning. He only has 2 strikeouts, but has surrendered 4 walks. And has been pitching pretty well. Not a whole lot to his speed, as that pitch is up high and outside for a ball. I sub, but it's still at 214. Oh, did somebody else sub? That's a little bit weird. It must have been. I was thinking it probably was you, but if you don't remember subscribing, then I don't know what to tell you. It's a 2-0 count by Vasquez. I appreciate the love and the support, though. I'll give you a shout out for sure, Carter. I appreciate it. Carter, shout out to you. Even though the Phils are losing. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock in the 2-1 pitch. It's grounded over to third, but it is just foul. Not by much. Jake Fraley waits on deck. He will be pinch hitting. And the next pitch is down low and inside. So it's a 3-2 count. It could be. It could be. And the full count pitch on the outside corner. It was a slider that was on the upper third of the outside corner for a called strike 3. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Nice pitch delivered to Senzel. It was a nice curveball that had some good movement. And he strikes out looking. Here's Jake Fraley, who will pinch hit for Kevin Newman. And Fraley had a couple of good games against the Phillies last weekend. Especially in the first one where he had at least 2 hits. The 1-0 pitch. A high hopper over to second base. It just bounces in front of the bag. Turner fields on the hop, throws over to first in plenty of time for out number 3. And now we go to the top of the 8th inning. The Phillies have some work to do. Can they try to catch up here? That remains to be seen, but 4, 5, and 6 are coming up for the Fightins when they return. The Phillies are scamming me. That's who's scamming me. The Phillies are. They're scamming us. They're scamming my family here. My people. Why am I turning a page in my scorebook? See, that's how they're scamming me, because they want me to think that it's another game, that another game is coming up, but no, there's not. That's how they're scamming me. They're tricking me. I was listening to the voice in my head, and that was the Phillies. Can't do that. Got to go with my gut. Konechny again just scored? Really? Oh, it's 2-0 Flyers? Let's go. Final game. It's their final game of the regular season, too. Well, that makes me happy. I like Travis. I'm just telling you that everybody on that team has to be on the table for trades. Ugh. What period is it in? I'll have to look it up. First period, is it? Yeah, it is the first period. Huh. Cool. All right, so Fraley will be playing over in center. Senzel goes over to second base. Out in left field now is TJ Fradel. And here's Castellanos to lead things off in the top of the 8th. All righty, here we go. So Law comes in. Derek Law, that is. First pitch was down low and outside. The second pitch, it was a check swing, and they appeal over at first base that he did swing. So it's a 1-1 count now. And Vossler is now over at first base. Forgot to mention that as well. So that was another move. Castellanos with a check swing again. Did he go? The appeal, no swing. It's a 2-2 count. They didn't even show what happened on the next pitch after the check swing. The 2-2 pitch to Castellanos. Swing and a miss on a slider that was just below the knees. And the Phillies are down to their final 5 outs. As Castellanos goes down swinging. The Phillies have had 8 men retired in a row. Derek Law in 6 games this season with a 5.79 ERA. He's been struggling. And JT will come up to the plate. And he fouls the first pitch off. Behind the net. Blackhawks just answered back. Oh, wow, that was quick. The 0-1 pitch to JT. Swing and a miss on a 97-mile-per-hour high cheese fastball. And that makes it a 0-2 count to Real Muto. Well, that's certainly not going to help if Law's throwing that type of heat. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Real Muto. He fouls it off towards the right field side. He went with a fastball again, Derek Law. That time it was 97. The 0-2 pitch to JT. Check swing. It was outside and low. Did he go? They say that he did. And JT goes down swinging in back-to-back strikeouts issued by Derek Law. And that makes it 10 in a row retired by Cincinnati pitching. He surely did go around. For sure. Bohm comes up in the batter's box, and the first pitch he sees, he grounds it over to shortstop. It's played on the hop. Herrera throws over to first, and it was dug out by Vossler. And that'll do it. 1-2-3 go the Phillies again, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning as they trail 6-2. I bet you're right. I bet you that you're right. But also, it's because I'm still new. The fact that I've been doing this, for 5 months, I did not even expect to get at 200. I seriously, I didn't expect that. Even with, everything that I've been doing and, the hard work that I've been putting in, behind the scenes and the studying I've been doing. I really thought it was going to take me forever to even just get to 200 on here. And I'm really proud of everything that we've built. And I mean that, I really care about you all, and, really want to make this, not a club, but really, I say a family, but I mean that, like you're all a part of my people, you know. If you're new to my channel, and if you want to be a part of the family, well, make sure that you make sure you subscribe, man. We're new. We've been doing this for 4.5 months, and we'll be doing it for many more. Excited about it. And we'll be continuing to put out some content. We got some cool Sixers stuff coming up. We'll be doing the Sixers game on Saturday. Obviously, it's been a week since I've called a basketball game. That feels long. It does. So, another score really by the Blackhawks. I got to put on the NBA playing game. I wonder how that's going. I'll have to put that on once this game is over, because I would like to know. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon. And if you're watching me on Facebook, if you're watching me on Twitch or Twitter, I don't forget about you guys. You guys are the real ones. You guys are the real homies too. We're just reaching 100 followers on Facebook. So if you haven't followed me already and you're watching me on there, make sure you follow me. Here we go. Vasquez will throw the first pitch at the knees for a called strike. And the 0-1 pitch is taken way up high for a ball. So it's 8-9-1 coming up for the Reds. Casali, Barrero, and Jonathan India. And the 1-1 pitch, that's lifted high and deep to center field. Pache is on the run, and thankfully he has room and makes the catch as he goes right into the wall for the first out. That ball was carrying and stayed in the yard. Alrighty. So a fly out to center field. And Barrero, who had an RBI double back in the 6th, he also scored a run as well. And the first pitch he takes right at the knees for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Vasquez on the bump for the Phillies in the 0-1 pitch. He goes sidearm, and, that pitch was up high by a hair. And it's a 1-1 count now. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. Barrero's 1 for 3 on the day, and he takes to the next pitch outside for ball 2. He had the RBI double back in the bottom of the 7th inning. Also grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice, and he flew out to center field. The 2-1 pitch was taken right at the knees, a slider at 79 miles per hour. Vasquez gets the signs from JT and the 2-2 pitch. Just a little bit off the plate. It was outside, and he went with a curveball. 3-2 pitch. And it was inside and low for ball 4, and that'll make him get on with a walk now. So Barrero gets on for the 3rd time today. And he will now be over at first base. With 1 out, and Jonathan India will be coming up for his 5th plate appearance in this game. He got hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. And he'll take the first pitch all the way for a strike over the middle of the plate. India's DHing today. He's 1 for 3. And there's a ground ball. Slow roller over to shortstop. The throw over to second. There's 1. The throw over to first is not in time for a 6-4-3 double play. Turner tried his best. And Stott just got the ball and made as fast as a throw as he possibly could. But India does beat it out. And there's 2 away. Spencer Steer will come up for the Cincinnati Reds now. Steer has had himself quite a day. He's 2 for 3, and he walked. Pitch number 1 in this at-bat. On the outside corner for a called strike. The 1-0 pitch It's grounded back up the middle. Stoffield's on the hop, and the throw, underhanded throw, the shortstop is in time to get India at second base. We go to the top of the ninth inning. The Phillies down to their final 3 outs. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 coming up for the Phils. Do they have some fight in them? Let's wait and see. I just got home, listened to the Phillies game tonight, and was so mad to hear that they were losing. What's going on with them, dude? They're leaving runners in scoring position, and they're just not getting guys home, man. And the pitching has not completed their end of the bargain either. So it's been a combination of things. Rob Thompson's not pushing the right buttons, and the team is just in a funk. They really are. But I'm not in a funk. I think I'm doing pretty well on here. My name's Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play, and if you don't think I'm in a funk, you should subscribe to my channel. So, if you enjoy my Phillies casts, and as always, if you want to listen to my Sixers play-by-play on Saturday, and for the rest of the playoff run, I have to actually take a look at the schedule to see what games we're doing and how that's going to interfere with the Phillies, because Sixers take priority now because of playoffs. So, honeymoon's over for Thompson. Yep, I agree with that. It is. Now's the time, man. How many people we got on YouTube? Got 21 people watching. That's awesome. Shit, that's great. All right, Phillies, do you have a little bit of fight? Here we go to the ninth inning. It'll be Harrison, Sosa, and Pache for the Phils as they trail 6-2. Ronnie, thanks for coming on here, man. I appreciate it. I don't know what's going on with them. It's tough. Let's see who's coming up here to pitch for the Reds. It's still Derek Law. I still love listening to you, JJ. Thank you. Brandon Marsh will come in to pinch hits. I appreciate that, Ronnie. And he takes the first pitch inside and low for a ball. The second pitch coming underway. It's outside and high for a ball. Last chance for the Phils here. So Harrison was DHing, and Brandon Marsh comes in the pinch hit for him, and the 2-0 pitch that is lifted foul towards the third base side. And that one goes out of play. Can we reach 215 tonight? I hope so. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 2-1 pitch to Marsh. That's way up high and outside for ball 3. All righty. On deck is Jake Cave. So Rob Thompson unleashing the bench and going with lefties. The 3-1 pitch, that is lined foul. And it's a full count to Marsh. Derek Law still out there on the bump for the Cincinnati Reds here. Yeah. If you haven't done so already, be sure you subscribe to this channel. Oh, it would be so nice to get to 215. It would be awesome. All right, the payoff pitch to Brandon Marsh. Up high and inside for ball 4, and he gets on with a pinch hit walk. To start off the top of the ninth inning. We're just a grand slam. It's true. That's true. We are just a grand slam away. First, we got to get the bases loaded. All right, Jake Cave coming up for the Phillies now. He will be pinch hitting for Edmundo Sosa. Marsh over at first base. He got on with a walk. Pache waits on deck. And the first pitch to Cave is down low and inside, and it was honestly a good job by Casali to block that thing in front of him as it almost got right through the wickets, if you will. Ugh. 1 ball, no strikes to Cave, and the 1-0 pitch. That is lined foul towards the third base side, and it goes out of play. That was actually Brandon Marsh just got on. That's the Phillies' first base runner as 10 batters were retired in a row for the Fightins. Thank you, Shelby. Or Shady. Shady. Why did I say Shelby? I'm so sorry. 1 ball, 1 strike. Law winds up in the 1-1 pitch to Cave. It's taken at the knees, a curveball that just caught the inside corner for a called strike. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Marsh over at first base. Nobody out in the top of the ninth, and the 1-2 pitch. It's inside by a hair. A slider coming in at 86 miles per hour, and Cave takes for ball 2. Cody Clemens will be pinch hitting as he's on deck. He'll be pinch hitting for Pache, Christian Pache. And the 2-2 pitch to Cave, up high and outside for ball 3. Can Jake Cave get on here? Law with his 22nd pitch coming right up in just a few moments. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. He hasn't started his windup yet. 3 seconds left, and here it is, the 3-2 pitch. On the outside corner, called strike 3, a 90-mile-per-hour cutter. And Cave goes down looking. And there's out number 1 to start off the 9th. Man, I didn't even think that Derek Law was even going to get set with how much time was left on the pitch clock, but he just did. That'll bring up Cody Clemens, who has 1 hit in 9 at-bats this season. He's pinch hitting for Christian Pache. So 3 pinch hitters in a row for the Phillies here. And 1 has gotten on. Clemens takes the first pitch, a cutter at 93 miles per hour for a strike over the center of the plate. 13 seconds left on the pitch clock. The Phillies trail 6-2. The 0-1 pitch. That's at the knees. A curveball at 81 miles per hour on the outside corner. And Clemens does not fire the trigger. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Law getting set. Winds up and delivers the 0-2 pitch. That one is fouled off behind home plate. And he stays alive. They're playing Clemens to pull. The infield is. 10 seconds left. And the 0-2 pitch is barely inside. A 97-mile-per-hour fastball. So if Clemens could go the opposite way, that would be awesome. Stott waits on deck. He is 0 for 4 today. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 97 on the gun for Law on a high fastball. And that's his 4th strikeout on the evening. And the Phillies are finally down to their last out. And Bryson Stott, I have to mention this. If he doesn't get on here, that ends his hitting streak. How about that, too? First pitch to Stott. Stott shows Bundy. Bunts it down the third base line. It's going to be a tough play. The throw over to first is not in time. Oh, man. Good job by Bryson Stott to just get the defense looking. And Steer had to come all the way in towards the line. He tried to barehand it, and he almost made a good play out of it, but Bryson Stott keeps his hitting streak alive and the game alive for the Phillies. How about that? The streak is alive. All righty, so a timeout is called on the mound. And Stott now has a 13-game hitting streak. He needs 3 more to tie Willie Jones. He is now tied with George Burns, I believe, and that's going to be the end of the day for Derek Law here. So as Trey Turner comes up to be introduced, we have a pitching change with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. Get you the person that's coming in just a few moments. Oh, boy. Shady, what's going on? If you guys are new to my channel and if you enjoy my play-by-play commentary, hello, my name is Jason Joseph, and I'm trying to get to 215 by the end of tonight. If you think that we can do it, I think we can. Make sure you subscribe, man. It's for free. It is for free. Ugh. Phillies down to their final out. And you know what's funny? If they can get a runner on here, another one, then the tying run comes up to the plate. So maybe your chance will come in. Diaz. Yeah, Diaz is coming in. Yeah. Yep, you're right. Stott's going to hit in 57 straight. Probably right. He's going to break Joe DiMaggio's streak. He'll come in the pinch hit too. Like, he'll have a day off and, like, he still has to have the hitting streak. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my gosh. Come on, fightins'. Trey Turner is going to be due up against Diaz, who will be coming in just a few moments just to get the final out here. So it is a safe situation because the tying run is on deck. Jolton Bryson. All righty. Can they keep this game alive? Comment down below what your thoughts are. All right, Diaz is now coming in, and it's not Edwin Diaz. We do have a pitching change, as here comes Trey Turner. It'll be Alexis Diaz. Here we go. First pitch to Trey. It's way inside for a ball. Alexis Diaz faced the Phillies last week, and he struggled a little bit against them. The 1-0 pitch to Trey. That is popped up in foul territory, and it goes behind the plate, and it's a 1-1 count now. Schwarber waits on deck. Turner today is 1 for 3, but he's gotten on base twice. The 1-1 pitch to Trey Turner, and Turner lines that one foul towards the right field side, and the Phillies are now down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second for the Phillies. And the 1-2 pitch to Turner. He just fouls it off. It was a slider that was outside and low. And he keeps the at-bat alive. Marsh over at second base. Over at first is Stott. The 1-2 pitch to Turner. Swing and a miss on an outside slider. And that'll do it, and the Phillies lose Game 1 of this 4-game set at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. So the Phillies now go on a 3-game losing streak dating back to Tuesday night. And hopefully they can try to bounce back. They had 9 hits, and they struggled with runners on base. They left 11 runners in scoring position, and they were only 1 for 11 with that. So, the player of the game will be Will Myers. He went 2 for 4 on the day, 2 singles and 2 RBI, and honestly, got to also tip your cap to Nick Lodolo, who pitched really, really well, and had a strong outing for the Reds again. So the Phillies will be back tomorrow night, and yeah, I'm Jason Joseph. I'm going to sign off for now. I hope you all have yourselves a great rest of your evening. And we'll be back very soon. Don't know as of yet if we're going to be back tomorrow night. If not, then we will be back on Sunday. We will not be back on Saturday. So if I don't see you guys for that, we'll be back on Sunday. We'll be doing the Sixers game on Saturday. So make sure that you tune into that. That's at 1 o'clock as they take on the Brooklyn Nets in the first round of the playoffs. And again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell icon too. And I will catch you all on the next one. Lila Tov, everyone.